A lot of people are finding City Heroes for the first time and finding out about these private servers. And I'm getting a lot of questions about the archetypes. I'm Controlled Chaos, and in this video, I'm going to go over the Blaster Archetype. The Blaster Archetype is compared to, in role-playing games and other MMOs, your wizard type class. It is your glass cannon. They do a lot of damage, but they have very few hit points and very little defenses, so they drop really quickly. Now, I'm going to talk to you about the different ways you can play the Blaster for survivability. The first way and the easiest way is to group up and make sure you have people that can split up the damage with you, or you have a healer to keep you alive. That's one way to do it. Another way is all about how you slot up your hero and what powers you choose. So let's go over some of the powers first. First off, in the powers, your primary powers are ranged attacks. They're always going to be ranged attacks. Your secondary powers are melee attacks and other things like that. Now, let's go and talk about some of the specific power sets. Specific power sets that we have for the Blaster is like Energy Blast. Energy Blast will do a lot of knocking back and knocking down, which is good. It keeps the enemy off their feet. And that's very helpful because if they're off their feet or if they're knocked back, they're not going to be able to hit you. Then you have things like dark attacks, and your dark attacks reduce the accuracy of the enemies when they get a successful hit on them. This means that they will not be able to hit you as often. Then you have things like the electrical attacks. The electrical attacks are nice because just like how you have energy or endurance, the enemy has energy and endurance, and that's that blue bar. When you do an electrical attack on someone, it reduces their energy, and you can drop them down to 0 energy or endurance, and that means they cannot attack, and that's very helpful. I've done that with my electric blaster, which, by the way, my first class I ever played, or archetype I ever played in City Heroes, was an electric blaster. I was known for gathering up 10 mobs or more and making it so all of them could not attack my character, and they just stand around looking at me as I would take them out. Then you have other abilities out there like martial arts. Martial arts has some knockbacks to it. It has kicks to it and stuff like that are really good, especially key punch. It's a guaranteed 100% always knockback and slow motion, so you can shoot them out of the air. It's like skeet shooting. Then you also have things on that martial arts that give you regeneration and stuff like that. But you also want to look at power pools, and the power pools you want to look at is things like fighting to give you defense, and anything that can give you defense. When you choose your travel power in the power pools, you want to make sure early on to get the combat jump or the hover, whatever gives you defense while it's activated, because it will enhance the ability for you to survive. Next I want to talk about is slotting enhancements for your blaster. When slotting enhancements for your blaster, you want to make sure that on your attacks you're putting at least a couple of accuracy slots, a couple of damage slots, maybe some endurance reduction slots. And then you want to look at what the secondary ability for your attacks are. So if you're doing an energy blaster, you want to make sure you're doing a lot of knockback and knockdown enhancements onto the energy blaster. If you're doing an electric blaster, you want to make sure that you're putting endurance modifiers in there and talking 2-3 in there, so that you're reducing their energy by or endurance more. Then if you're doing, let's say, a dart assault type blaster, you want to make sure that your 2-hit debuffs are being put in there. Now, if you've taken some of the power pools that give you defense, you will make sure that you're either slotting defense buffs or buffs that make it so that you're not getting hit as much, and you want to slot those up by 3. And then in your health, you want to make sure that that's slotted up by 3, and you want to carry a bunch of inspirations of health and revive or awaken on your character to help you out, along with some lucks and some defense inspirations also really help out. Your main tactic when soloing is going to be hit and run. When you get low on health, you want to run away from those mobs, and then you want to run back once you've healed up. That's just the way you work out the blaster in City of Heroes. If you found this guide helpful to you, I'd greatly appreciate if you'd hit that like button. The more likes it gets, the more people it'll be shown to on YouTube. I'd also appreciate if you're not subscribed to already hit that subscribe button. I want to thank you and have a great day.